Hey people, Linda Kelly here, Haight Street Voice, editor-in-chief, and I'm super excited to have you see part one of my interview with Bob Weir of this band that this guy behind me was in called the Grateful Dead. And we talk about the hate, we talk about a lot of different things. We had a blast. Without further ado, I'll let you see part one. And I just wanted to say, if you want to support hyper local community journalism with a global perspective, there's a Patreon page and you can give whatever you want. And the magazine's going to be coming out 4 times a year now, all the seasons. So this is the summer edition 2021 with Bobby Weir on the cover. Grateful indeed. Enjoy. Peace. Thanks for watching. Hey y'all, here we are with the Haight Street Voice, and we're talking to this guy named Bob Weir.
Oh yeah.
But behind me over, it's always hard to point in the right direction when you're doing the Zoom crap. Over here,
Right.
I'm sticking my hand in Ken Kesey's ear. There's Brian Rohan and Ken Kesey, and Brian Rohan, God rest his soul. I just wanted you to, Bobby, if you would, tell me what Rohan meant to you.
Well, he was a lawyer, and he'd been through school. Been through the bar and all that kind of stuff, and he could do that kind of thing. And he was the first of those guys I ever ran into, because when I ran into him, I first met him, I was, I think, 18.
Yeah.
And I was running with the pranksters, and Rohan was Kesey's lawyer, I guess, and God knows we needed one every now and again. And he wasn't exactly a criminal lawyer, but he knew where to go to get criminal lawyers, because we needed them from time to time.
Yeah.
To get off our hot busts and stuff like that, or to deal with them. And I don't know for sure, but my guess is he had something to do with Kesey selling his the screen rights to his books and stuff like that. I don't know where he actually came into the picture.
Well, tell me what's going on here, because you are waving. Can you see that? You're adulating him. You are like, hey, do you see that?
Oh, let's see.
What are you doing there? You're like, hey, look at how old are you there, motherfucker? Look at you. You are a kid.
Yeah, I was 18 or 19.
And there's Rock Scully next to you, and Pigpen, of course. And I don't know who the guy with the striped shirt looks like. Phil, but it's not. And then, of course, Brian Rohan.
Who's the guy? Oh, that's the guy the blonde guy is Bob Matthews.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. And then, of course, Brian Rohan, who you're pointing to like, hello, take care of us. Right.
Well, I think he was looking for a record deal for us. And I think he had, I don't remember for sure.
It's all right.
But I'm pretty sure he's the guy who got us our first record deal. That was the kind of thing he did. I think he came into the picture with Kesey, and I think he got, he signed Kesey's the film rights to Kesey's books.
Yeah. Oh, for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that right. Little ditty. Yeah, that small little ditty.
And sometimes a great notion as well.
Okay, so we love Brian Rohan, and I just wanted to start there with you and thank you for that. Oh yeah, he was. Hey, can I say this about my magazine? He was. I met him in the second edition, and he says, "Hey, I dig this magazine." I said, "Hey, you're a newcomer. I'll give it to you for $100 an ad." He says, "How much are they?" I said, $350. He says, "You are the worst businesswoman ever. And here's $3." He wrote me a check, like right there on a dime, because he believed in my trying to take care of the community, no matter where it is, And Rohan just he was the lawyer for the people. There was an article written about him, posthumous, where it said the dope lawyer, but he wasn't a dope lawyer. He was a person that took care of people. Right?
I think he hung with Michael Stepanian.
Oh yeah, they were, yeah.
And Michael Stepanian got us off our pot bus because he was a criminal lawyer.
Yeah.
But I don't think Brian actually handled that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now let's talk about this woman. Remember this lady? She's still around. That's Peggy Caserta.
All right.
Yeah.
Peggy.
Yeah.
Peggy had a great little shop down. I blew all my cash down there.
No, you didn't. She gave you free clothing.
Well, she did, but I also bought stuff down there.
Okay, well, when you guys were broke, she's like, "Oh, you can't wear that to the photo shoot. You guys look like crap."
Well, I think she was pretty smart about that. She figured if we were wearing that stuff, the kids would buy it, and so that was good thinking.
Yeah.
And she didn't. She was real good about it. I don't think she gave us everything
Yeah.
we saw in that shop, but or we walked out of the shop with, but she took care of us for sure.
Yeah, there's this.
Also a fun hang.
Oh yeah, I bet there's this one picture where she's in her shop, or you guys are in her shop. He's like scratching his head. Let me see if I can find it. Damn it, I'm looking. Well, anyway, this picture that's classic. Yeah. Well, that's not the guy scratching his head. How old are you there, Bobby?
18 or 19.
And so this is on the corner in front of Ben and Jerry's these days.
Ben & Jerry's wasn't there then.
Yeah, well, that was what was it called then? It was the free shop. Who knows?
I don't remember what was. I don't remember all the stuff that.
I guess my question is to you. You were 17, 18 when you were here, man. It was, right. There's a lot of people, and I live a block away, so I see everything. And I've been here 30 years now, and wow. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, that's over. Those days are over." And there's a magic still here. And it lingers.
Well, the rents are still pretty reasonable compared to the rest of the city, at least. But the whole thing about the Haight-Ashbury, the reason that San Francisco in general attracted all those folks is because the rents were cheap. Yeah. San Francisco had cheap rents back in that day, and the artist community took advantage of that. They all fell together and well, it was a UCSF student ghetto and an artist ghetto. A scuffling artist ghetto, and it was a lot of fun. I mean,
I was listening to your interview, or not interview, but your hang with your neighbor, Sammy Hagar, and he was like, you were saying, it was just everywhere you went, there was like an artist, somebody was painting. There was a lot of creativity in 66, 67. And I would like to say the next edition of my magazine, everybody, is going to be called A Renaissance is Rumbling, just because the Grateful Dead aren't here. And I do believe that we can't recapture, but I do believe there's a lot of young people that really want to express themselves and have things to say. I'm almost starting to cry because I think there's a space here in the Haight where if people want to express themselves, we're so excited about that. And I wanted you to speak to that. And thank you for being with me, Bobby. I really thank you.
Really a pleasure.
Yeah. Like you were 17, 18 when you came here, I
was 18, yeah.
18. Oh, you old man.
I just turned 18. Well, I was well into my 18th year. I was 3 or 4 months in.
Really? And you came from Palo Alto. We know that, right?
Atherton, but yeah.
Atherton, down there. And then the third thing I wanted to speak to was this man. Well, there is this man, which you were probably too young to know, right?
I can't quite. Oh, there we are.
Lawrence Ferlinghetti. That was Jerry's stuff.
I think Jerry might have met him, but
the beatniks and all of that. You were too young.
Before us.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then what the other guy was looking for in my little search for cool people.
He was revered, I'll say that. Everybody knew him.
Did you read the beatniks? Was that part of your thing? What were you reading those days?
I wasn't reading, but
you were
one of,
busy playing
one of
guitar
them,
and fucking, right? Sorry.
right, all that kind of stuff. And one of them was living with me. It was my roommate. Neal Cassady was.
Oh,
He was my
he was
roommate
your roommate?
at 17 Ashbury. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go? Can you tell me a story about that?
Well, he kept me up at night. I didn't get a whole hell of a lot of sleep. I probably, I was probably still in my growing years, and I probably didn't grow as tall as I could have. But
What would you say was that? What was the takeaway from Cassady? What did he give you?
well, I think
Fearlessness? Was he fearless?
well, he was absolutely fearless. But
Yeah.
I think the reason was because he could see through time. He could drive. This is not an exaggeration. He could drive. I was in a car with him when he was doing this. He could drive through rush hour traffic at like 5 o'clock. The guys that sent us on an errand, Cassidy and me, the band, you go out and go to this store and go to this store across town and get this. And at 5 o'clock in rush hour, and we'd drive at 50, 60 miles an hour, never stop for a red light or a stop sign.
Just like this,
driving,
just going.
Just going, on the wrong side of the street, on the sidewalk.
McNally told me it was the scariest drive he's ever had. So yeah, I've
and and at the same time, he had, there were three of us. He had his girlfriend, and so he had one hand on the wheel, one hand feeling her up, and one hand playing the buttons on the radio, and he was getting the radio. The radio was having a conversation with my voice. It was the radio.
Were there drugs involved, Bob? Were there drugs involved?
No. I was on a trip. I was macrobiotic at the time.
Oh, okay, well that's true.
I was eating rice and vegetables, and I was living with Neal, and
wow.
It was an education. I'm not sure that I could see through time, but he could. The reason he could drive there is because he could be in the right place at the right time, no matter what he did. I don't know how to better explain it, but I'm going to have to. I'm writing a book, and I'm going to have to figure out how to explain Neal as best I can, though a lot of people have tried to do that in their books. But I'm going to take a swing at it.
Hey, so how'd you like it? I hope you had fun, and we'll swing you into part 2 in a couple of days, but hope you enjoyed that part 1 of Bob Weir with Haight Street Voice, talking to Haight Street Voice, exclusive video. And like I said earlier, if you want to support Haight Street Voice and hyperlocal community journalism, my little Patreon page is down there, a little link, and we are grateful. As in Grateful Dead, as in peace, y'all. Take care. We'll see you in part 2.